This prison had one particularly bizarre rule. Inmates were forbidden from wearing any footwear, while every guard wore heavy-duty, heat-resistant insulated boots. Even stranger, the guards carried no weapons whatsoever. Just as the prisoners were puzzling over this, one of the guards pulled out a remote control from his belt and pressed a button. In an instant, a powerful electric current surged through the floor. This punishment, non-lethal but agonizing beyond imagination, allowed just 50 guards to maintain complete control over nearly 5,000 inmates. And that was only the lowest setting. After the captain finished his speech, the new arrivals were immediately taken away and changed into custom-made prison uniforms. On the surface, this place was a prison, but in reality, it operated more like a massive factory. People were thrown in here on all kinds of fabricated charges and forced into 10 brutal hours of hard labor every day. Each workshop had a supervisor who oversaw everything. Guards rarely set foot inside unless new inmates arrived, but they never worried about escape attempts. At the first sign of trouble, they could activate the floor's shock system and shut down any resistance instantly. To boost productivity, the prison held weekly performance reviews for all workshops. The top-ranked team received rewards, while everyone else got shocked. This drove the inmates to work frantically, never daring to slack off for even a second. The supervisor specifically told Mike that he needed to get up to speed fast, ideally mastering the entire production process within an hour. After each day's labor, everyone was sent back to their quarters. Each cell was a cramped, single-occupancy space of less than 30 square feet, designed like a sleep pod with all essentials mounted on the walls. 3 meals a day came through a tube, but the food was virtually inedible. If you wanted real food, you had to rank first in the evaluations. A screen in each cell displayed the inmate's remaining sentence, the number ticking down day by day. It was the only thing keeping them alive, but something unsettling had happened. Last month, the prison suddenly revised everyone's sentences across the board, doubling them without exception. Lately, inmates had been whispering about it, trying to figure out what the guards were planning. Before anyone could reach a conclusion, the supervisor cut the discussion short. If the guards overheard, the consequences would be unbearable. Just then, the intercom crackled to life, announcing lights out. Inmates had 30 seconds to get to their beds. Once the white indicator lights on the floor turned red, a lethal dose of electricity would be released. So even without any locked doors, nobody dared make a move. Soon enough, another day began. When the red lights switched back to white, the inmates were allowed to head to the workshops and resume work. The prison had 7 levels, built on a platform in the middle of the ocean, and this wasn't the only facility of its kind. Inmates on each floor were completely isolated from the others. The only way to communicate was through hand signals. Something major had clearly happened recently, but Mike, being new, couldn't understand what they were trying to say. All he could do was throw himself into the endless cycle of labor. Through constant learning and practice, Mike gradually mastered the workshop's entire production process. The supervisor kept pushing everyone to pick up the pace. This time, they had a real shot at first place. With only 1 day left before the evaluation, disaster struck. One inmate, unable to bear the crushing weight of life in this place, took his own life. Nobody truly mourned him. What they cared about was losing a worker, which would inevitably slow them down, fall behind, and they wouldn't make first place. Miss first place, and they'd all get shocked. With Workstation 3 now empty, their ranking had already dropped to 4th. Everyone's